Back in 2009, WWE and THQ began working on a top-secret new video game that would release alongside the annual SmackDown vs. Raw series and offer gamers something different to the regular style they'd become accustomed to. This top-secret game was revealed to be none other than WWE Brawl, a cartoon-style brawler that's seen the WWE superstars transformed into larger-than-life versions of themselves as they brawled their way through the fictional Brawl City, a wrestling-themed metropolis consisting of several venues where the playable characters would face off. The premise for the game featured a Street Fighter-like plot and revolved around various versions of John Cena, Kelly, Triple H, and various other stars as they all fought their way through a grand conspiracy perpetrated by Mr. McMahon, who was working alongside a villainous version of the rated R superstar Edge. The game was set to be WWE and THQ's answer to Super Smash Bros., with the game mimicking that button-bashing brawler style rather than going with the standard simulation system seen in the SmackDown vs. Raw games. The game also offered up a whole host of destructible environments such as the Brawl City police station, which was shown off in this early demo gameplay and showed the extent to which the destruction was possible. Alongside the police station, other environments shown off included this subway station, again featuring a fully destructible environment, an outside area featuring a chicken restaurant and a bank, the waterfront, which featured a beach littered with burning vehicles and boats, and then various other stages that were themed around the game's characters, such as John Cena's car garage and The Undertaker's spooky cemetery. Taking a look at this concept art released by WWE.com, you can see the team envisioned the environments changing during brawls, as the lower image shows how the environment would look initially, with the top image then showing the same area after a brawl has taken place. Staying with the concept art, we also have designs for various other themed areas that were never shown off, with these including a futuristic club environment for Edge, a Skull King throne room for Triple H, a Mexican plaza for Rey Mysterio, and a war-ravaged cityscape for Sergeant Slaughter. As for the game's larger-than-life characters, the developers drew inspiration from what they've seen on TV, taking elements such as John Cena's chains and turned them into a specialised weapon that's seen him able to summon chains which he could then use to bind his opponents. Other stars such as Triple H seen the developers take inspiration from his Wrestlemania entrances and the use of a sledgehammer, leading them to further develop him as the King of Kings in a Thor-like persona that's seen him able to wield the legendary Hammer of the King, which he could then summon at his need. Meanwhile, stars like Sergeant Slaughter and The Undertaker already had the perfect gimmicks in place, as THQ were able to build on Slaughter's military style to make him a master marine, whilst The Undertaker would become the ultimate deadman who was able to command the souls of the damned and then use them against his enemies. The remaining characters all seem to fit well with how we imagine them too, as the Big Show would draw his strength from the Grizzly Bear, Rey Mysterio would become the Master of the Air, The Miz drew from his Hollywood persona, and Randy Orton called upon the power of the Snake, whilst the ultimate opportunist Edge was able to fold space and time to move instantaneously over short distances, allowing him to be in the right place at the right time. Looking through the designs and seeing just how well the team were able to develop the characters shows just how much time and effort went into designing them, which is something that WWE were also impressed with, so much so that they wanted to expand on the concept and develop an animated Brawl TV series as well as a kids clothing line. This interest from WWE and the talk of a TV show led the animators working on the game to begin creating the game's cutscenes in 2D so that they could ensure that the art style would work when animated, which is something you can see here when showing off some of the game's special moves. At this time in 2011, everything looked promising for Brawl, with THQ hoping the game would help strengthen their video game portfolio and widen the scope of WWE's own video game library, something they'd already begun to strategize as part of a three-pronged attack that would see the release of Legends of WrestleMania followed up by WWE All-Stars and then eventually WWE Brawl. Unfortunately for WWE, and even more so for THQ, WWE Brawl would never see the light of day as the game was cancelled due to THQ's financial troubles that would ultimately see the company fall into administration and be forced to sell off the WWE license to 2K Sports as a means of trying to recoup some of the money that they paid for it. At the time of the cancellation in 2011, the game was said to be 6 months to a year away from releasing, meaning had the team been allowed to continue their work and release the game in 2012, then THQ would have still been around to publish it, and who knows, maybe the extra income from sales of the game would have helped steady the ship and save them from the demise a year later. Whilst we may never get the chance to play WWE Brawl as it was intended, it's clear to see that elements of Brawl have been developed and used in other projects, such as the larger-than-life character designs we're seeing in WWE Immortals, and the idea of the Brawl City cartoon series, which would later become the 3D animated Slam City. So I hope you've enjoyed this look at WWE Brawl and you found it interesting, and if you did, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel for the next episode in this cancelled video game series. Until then though, have yourself an awesome day, I'll catch you later.